and Telegram, and then we'll begin. And then we'll begin. All right, folks, welcome. We are live on Facebook, Rumble, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Telegram, and several others, I believe. So let us begin. This is episode 6 or 46 of Campaign for America. We're here with Dennis Andrew Ball, and we're going to be talking about the issues, the Ball Doctrine, and more, folks. With that being said, let me read our disclaimer and we'll begin. The views expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of the speaker and do not necessarily, the views on the show are expressly the views of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views, beliefs, or opinions of News for Us World, its host, broadcasters, or affiliates. Remember, folks, always use your own discernment when viewing. We encourage our viewers to think for themselves. Welcome, everyone. Nice, beautiful new webcam. I can zoom in really, really well with this, so this will be a benefit to everybody. Anywho, let us begin. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this situated. There we go. And let's play our intro, and then you can do some housekeeping. Yeah, Dennis?
Right on.
Sounds good. Give me one moment, bring up the intro, and we'll start. All right.
In 1980, Ronald Reagan wore a white suit, a red tie, and a white shirt and addressed the nation. Hi, I am Dennis Andrew Ball, and I am running for President of the United States. I am talking to you right now because the debates that were conducted this week need to have a presidential response. The economic issues that both Barack Obama and Mitt Romney answered created in the minds of many of us unanswered questions of how do you sustain economic growth in the United States of America. In light of the decisions and the events that have happened since 2008, what do we need to do to reduce the deficit, increase job creation, maintain Social Security and Medicare, and provide the opportunity for our children and future generations not only to survive, but to thrive in a global economy. I would like to talk to you quickly on how I perceive what needs to happen. The United States of America at this time is suffering because the means of production have not equaled the ends of production that it requires in order to sustain its middle class. The United States of America must reindustrialize itself to make it possible that 23 million Americans can go back to work in industries that are productive for themselves and their families. What we are witnessing on a daily basis is the demise of the American family, the traditional American family of children, parents, and grandparents, by people in authority who have used, abused, and misused their positions to hurt our people. This must stop, and it will under my administration. The need at this moment of time is to get our organs of power in business to invest in research and development to make it possible for industry to not only survive in America, but also to thrive. My attitude is that the production capability of the United States is equal to none. Our workers are very productive if given the opportunity, but they must be protected by government that concerns themselves with their best interests. And that has been a problem for many years in this country. My attitude also is that in order for our people to get themselves in a position to care for themselves and their children, we have to evaluate at this moment in time what is important for that to happen. And I believe that it will be more of a decision on the part of the American people when they go to the voting booth to decide who they think is best qualified to do that job. I believe also that we are in a position to make decisions that will impact the course of history and to bring about positive change in the lives of our family structure. I want to say that in order to do that, the means of production will have to be a top priority to reindustrialize the middle class and to provide the support for the future generations. I want to say this, that in terms of how we go about this business, the President of the United States should be very aware of what has happened and what needs to happen. My interest at this time is to educate through my administration of candidacy for presidency to make it possible for you to learn more about me and to decide if you are better off since the election of Barack Obama and the changes that need to happen in terms of the increase in gas prices, in food prices, the mortgage forfeitures that have happened since him, and also what we will do in the future to make it possible for more people to be employed out of 23 million who are not. Consider this opportunity to communicate to your friends and your neighbors my thoughts, and I look forward to hearing from you. I need presidential electors who will vote for me through the Electoral College when I win the states in this country to become your next president. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
All right. right, Stephen, thank you for the introduction. This is
Mhm.
Dennis Andrew Ball, and we are today doing the 46th episode of the Campaign for America. Gosh, Stephen, when we started this last year, and I believe it was 2022, certainly I never expected that this campaign would be taking off the way it is now, and it's very exciting to me. I'm very excited, and I want to thank you for all your good work in helping and assisting in making that happen. So, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Are
can
you
hear
able?
you. Yeah, I
Okay,
can hear
good.
you.
Okay, so
Trying
super.
to get my
So,
camera situated and positioned right so everybody can see the News for Us World logo. But anyways, go ahead. Continue, my
right.
friend.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
appreciate the compliment very, very much so. Thank you.
You're welcome. And
Take pride in my
uh,
work.
you bet. And as I see it right now, we're headed towards the 50th episode, um, and that will be soon. I have some announcements to make today that have been continuing to evolve into this campaign, particularly as it relates to the donor base, and contacting people who would be the right donors for us, people who started with nothing and was able to accomplish a financial goal in their life that has set them apart from others who are in a position to contribute for the purpose of elevating and advancing the campaign for America, the Ball for All 2024 and Ball Sanders 24 campaign, by billboards, by TV ads, radio ads, and doing this all over the country. And so people like Jerry Colangelo, people like Mark Cuban, people like Mamie Alderman. She is out of Las Vegas in your neck of the woods. Sheldon Alderman, I believe is his last name. He died, I believe, in 2021. He was 87 years old. He is the largest casino operation in the world. It's called the Sands Corporation there in Las Vegas. His wife now owns the holdings of his labor, and for that, it's interesting. In 20, I believe it was the 2020 election, 2016 election, they donated $212 million to the Donald J. Trump campaign. She says right now that she is in limbo who she wants to donate to. So we will communicate with her and let her decide what she wants to do. I put this in God's hands, Stephen, because this is where it actually belongs. Okay. But the good news is the graphics we received from Robert Bettinger are awesome. Those graphics will look beautiful on billboards and then on our TV ads, communicating the facts as our nation declines and people are suffering for lack of jobs. The homeless problem continues to evolve out of control. The fact we don't have living wage jobs, the fact that manufacturing has not become a high priority in this country, that manufacturing goes overseas at a cheaper labor cost, and the fact that our people now are showing the spoils of a nation in turmoil from within. And that is a problem that must be fixed. It is a crisis that has been allowed to grow over years of abuse by politicians, by educators, by CEOs and manufacturers, people who should know better, who should be grateful for the freedom that they have enjoyed, and including our borders that have been allowed to grow unsustainable by virtue of the leadership in Washington, D.C., which, as far as I'm concerned, is no leadership. As a result, this is the nation we have inherited. But it is not the nation that we have to tolerate. It is not the nation that we have to keep talking about but doing nothing about. It is the nation of heroes It's in our starts on our national anthem, "Land of the free, home of the brave." Okay, I believe in that, and I believe that we need, as a nation, to focus our attention on the things that are important, which is our family, faith, and freedom, and economic independence. Your money and your property belongs to you, nobody else. Yet the government thinks of it as theirs. That's a problem. And when we talk about healthcare in this country, the attitude has become money drives it. Doctors are not in control. Government agencies, government accounting, and government insurance adjusting makes the decisions whether people get the support they require or not. Personally, I've written a book called Ball Care, Healthcare the People Can't Support. I've reviewed that book recently. The book's about, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor, and the government is the payer. That's their role, to pay. In the meantime, the doctor says what happens with somebody's life, because the doctor takes an oath, Hippocratic oath, that they will act in the best interest of their patients. And many of the doctors believe that. Some don't. Some are just there. I don't even know why they're there. But the Hippocratic oath is that they will operate in the best interests of their patients, and that they will attempt to do what is ever necessary to sustain life and to bring it forth. Unfortunately, with the abortion doctors, they don't believe that. They believe in death. And as a result, up until recently, they had been rewarded for their behavior. That needs to continue to change. And as far as I'm concerned, abortion is murder. And the realities are, what rights do children have, the unborn, if their lives are being snuffed out? So the AOA, the ANC, believes that life is from the womb, and it's from inception, and that people should respect that and provide the support in the community to see that a child has a chance not only to survive, but also to thrive. And that's my take on this. Today's show, I want to talk about different things. We have the call-in line. Is all good on the call-in line, Steve?
Yes, we're good to go.
Okay. So I've been sending out things. Thank you for episode 45. That was a very good episode. I've sent it out to a lot of people. They've seen the call-in line as well, and I'm encouraging people to call in, ask questions, and move it forward in terms of everything we're doing. Also, I have an announcement with respect to the United Nations. As you know, Israel was bombed by Hamas. I believe it was on October 2nd, something like that, October 4th. As a consequence, 10,000 Palestinians have died in Gaza City. A lot of them were Hamas terrorists, supported by Iran and Hezbollah. I was intending to be in New York over the week of October 23rd. Was going to fly out on the 25th and return on the I believe it was the 28th. Yeah, the 28th. And have a chance to meet people there and distribute my book, The Ball Doctrine. Incidentally, my best-selling book is Agenda 21, United Nations Agenda 21, The Big Lie. People in Europe are buying the book. People in Canada, Australia, United States are buying the book. And that's okay, because it's all true. I mean, everything I'm talking about. And that's the problem that we have coming in this world based on what happened beginning in 1992 with George Herbert Walker Bush. George Walker Bush, his father, his daddy, who caused so much harm and problems for the United States. And with regard to the aftermath since then, we had 9/11. And 9/11 came after Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait to take over the oil fields there. So you can see there's a linkage, connect the dots. We're living in a dangerous time in American history, world history. We need to have a new path. I'm going to the United Nations to create that path for the world. I'm going there for the purpose of introducing a doctrine that I believe the time has come. We are in trouble. There needs to be an alternative. People need to understand they all have skin in the game, and in order for this to get solved, we have to bring out the facts and make it clear that we are no longer a nation of colonies. We are nations of sovereigns. And therefore, our children are depending on us to provide them the support so that they have a chance to grow, live, thrive, and they will eventually die like everyone else. But along the journey, they will have had a chance to survive and thrive. And that should be the message to the world. Change your course, change your path, make straight the will of God. And the will of God is that you prosper, that you be healthy, and that you live as long as he desires that to happen. And that's my message to the world and to everybody today, that we have a chance to make history, and that we, the people, are the reason why those crosses out there in the military graves exist, so that we have a chance to survive and thrive and make history as God intended it to be. And so as a candidate for president, my prayer is that each individual listening to my voice will have an opportunity to ask me questions and figure out how they should operate within their own community, their own sphere. Right now, we want to get candidates in office on the local, state, and federal level. We want also opportunities for individuals who need to learn skills and a means to an end in terms of making a living, and also governments and educators coming together to make that happen through the banking industry. Capital is necessary. And as a consequence of bringing capital together with opportunity to create industry, then we have a chance for our people to survive and thrive. And for that, I am truly blessed. Hold on. I am parked here in Ocala, Florida. I heard someone say hello. I don't know what that was about. So anyway.
That's weird.
It is. We've had some strange happenings here the last 2 weeks with our shows. But it's, as far as I'm concerned, our programs, there we go, it's better. Get the lighting better here. Our programs are making a lot of people stand up and think about what it is that needs to change and how it needs to change. Now, I have another announcement. Now, the announcement on the United Nations is this again, that on the 24th of January, after the holidays, I confirmed that today with the UN. I've called them pretty regular the last 2 days. That they're open, that this will happen. That's what my plan is, to go up there, fly up there to LaGuardia, and then move over on a shuttle over to the building there, the United Nations building. They have a visitors pass center. You get your pass and then you go in and you pay. You have to it's a better idea to pay before you get there, because they could get sold out of tickets for the tours prior to being there. I wouldn't want to do that. I'd want to make sure I have a ticket, so I'll be doing that too. Okay. While I'm there, of course, I'm going to be distributing, meeting people. It's going to be a 2-day affair. That's fine. And move it forward. Now, another announcement I have is on December 5th, I am going to Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale has a naval air base there where Flight 19 is being honored every year since December 5th, 1945. I don't know if you know what that represents, but in 1945, on December 5th, there were 5 torpedo bombers. They're like fighters. They were propeller-driven aircraft. They had a Bombay area with a torpedo in it. They would be considered dive bombers. This was on a training mission. They left Fort Lauderdale and went out to the ocean, to the Atlantic, from Fort Lauderdale. It's not that far. We're never heard from again. All crew, all planes were lost. 14 aviators died. They think, but they don't know. Then there was a Martin Mariner aircraft that went searching for them. 14 men were on that plane. Never came back. They were lost too. Never found. No one knows what happened to them. A total of 27 aviators, military aviators, young men, were lost on December 5th, 1945. So this was right after, I believe, June 6th D-Day, where from June until December, the United States of America was dealing with the aftermath of the European War. And then we have, I believe it was August 7th, 1945, where the Enola Gay aircraft, B-29 bomber, blew up Nagasaki and Hiroshima with the A-bomb. So you have a lot of things going on. Also, there's things called the Bermuda Triangle. That's from Bermuda, I believe, down towards Costa Mesa, Belize, and then over to Fort Lauderdale. You might want to look that up. And this is the area where there's been a lot of weird activity regarding ships and aircraft have been lost, and the people in them. So I'll be suited up. I'm going to go down there. I've talked to the director. He's considering having us an event. John McCain was there when he campaigned for president. And as a result, I think I should be there on the 5th of December. I believe some of the campaign people will be there too with me. We're not going to do an event, but we'll be there for their event, and then set up something in January to do an event there at the museum. It's a museum, and it's very well done. So that's also a happening announcement. We have another announcement. I got a call just before we went on air today from a gentleman in Titusville, Florida. That's Cape Canaveral, who administers the Warbird, the variant command center of the United States military. Warbird has a hangar, and it is set up for events like we've been talking about. And so I'm going to have to give them a call back. And then there's another possibility where we might be able to have an event with Sheltair out of Orlando. They have hangars. They were replacing some of their hangar doors the last time I spoke to them. And possibly tomorrow I can get in touch with the general manager. I know him. See where he's at with this, and we'll see where that goes. Then also another announcement is we're right now in the midst of getting a sponsor for the Capitol proceedings up in Tallahassee. We have to have a sponsor to be on the first floor rotunda area. It's very nice. Make a great event format to have the media show up. All these events are made for the media to create media buzz. One of these days, all of this stuff that I'm talking about will be fulfilled. And the program we're doing right now probably will not exist because there'll be too much going on. And not to say that this is a great program we're doing. It's obviously happened for a reason. As you and I know, we did not plan this.
Well, I think it's benefiting both of us. I mean, I'm helping you get your exposure out there. Help promote your campaign. In return, you're helping the network.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
Connecting me with many individuals that I've been helping subsequently, like the case, Luann Fleming and Robin Austin. You're the reason that I connected with them. So I'm grateful for that, definitely, for sure.
Well, you bet, and I'm very encouraged. Okay, I'm very encouraged by all these things. Look. People are learning about me, this campaign. They're learning about your programming. They are learning about this. We are incrementally making our way into the mainstream. Praise God.
I'd say we're incrementally becoming the mainstream, in my opinion.
I think so too, because we're telling the truth. I talked to Richard Sanders about all this recently. And I said, win, lose, or draw, I'm not going anywhere. I says, the realities are, unless there is a change that works in the interest of all of us, where is there to go? I mean, really, where would we go if we were not doing what we're doing? I have no other place to go but here to do the things that are necessary that the AOA can survive and thrive, and that candidates come into office to create a change of good government and hold those accountable who have used, abused, and misused all of us for their own personal gain. Fuck that.
Hey, here. I agree. I second that sentiment. Fuck that.
Hey, I mean, what more can you be more appropriate than to say something that way? I mean, it's outrageous to me.
It is. It really is.
It is. It is outrageous. I mean, I left law school because of this. And I was really excited to be a lawyer. And I said, no, I mean, it was like getting sideswiped, from a car, like a head-on collision. And I said, oh my God, are you kidding me? This is what I'm going to have to deal with? No, I am not doing this. This is not me. And now what has happened is they have put this whole country on tilt, on steroids of corruption, using your money, your property,
our tax dollars, our own tax dollars.
That is exactly correct. And put this country in tremendous debt that does not belong to us. It belongs to them. They created it. They made it. They have used us to sustain it. Does not belong to the American people. It belongs to the Federal Reserve family bankers to use, abuse, and misuse everybody for their own gain, as if they are diseased people, and which there is never enough. And their control and power has gone so bad so far. The narcissism is now a culture of death to kill off 80% of the planet, so that supposedly the resources and that which requires to sustain this planet can be maintained, which I do not believe that. I believe this planet has been mismanaged big time. The resources have been squandered, and that there are alternatives out here, including what Nikola Tesla discovered in the 1920s with free energy. I mean, I've discovered it. I took it to the Arizona State University out in Phoenix with my findings of free energy, a perpetual motion, creating a perpetual motion machine based on solar and recharging of work out of the wheels, generators. I mean, there are laws of thermodynamics, there are laws of physics that support and sustain this. Yet you've got people out here poo-pooing it. And why? Why? Why the hell do you poo-poo something that's potentially a godsend? Why? I mean, that sun up there rejuvenates itself instantly all the time. So how this has all come about, it's not a mystery. It's a matter of will and a matter of ethics. And as far as I am concerned, all of this has its basis in our family. As I've said before, if you're not fighting for your family, who are you working for? And oh, there you go. There you are, Stephen. I lost you there for a while.
I had to go use the restroom real quick. I put a message in the chat, so I wouldn't interrupt the broadcast. But go ahead, continue.
Oh, okay. So as a consequence, having an opportunity to communicate today, I think is a good thing. And as it relates to these announcements, I believe we'll see a whole lot more as time goes on. As you know, I've written this book called Don't Stop Believing, the Power of Prayer for You. I've actually seen some movies recently. One was Moses the Lawgiver. I'm watching another movie on the Apostle Peter, and how Christianity came into being in a culture of Jews. And it's really quite interesting. And all of these things happen in their own time, in their own way. And that's what's going on here with us. And like I said, I'm very encouraged. I have never had this much exposure and opportunity to fulfill the mission I believe is before me and before us. Because this is not about me. This is about we the people. And it is a matter of will that we the people understand we have real skin in the game here and come to the conclusion that it does impact us, that if you haven't experienced it now, you will in the future if nothing changes. And then you become a victim and you could actually die because the culture of death is all around us. And that's the tragedy of this generation, which has allowed this to occur and continues to allow it to occur. It's only people like us and other people out here who recognize there's a problem and are, very engaged in doing something about it, that we stand a chance to get it done. But I believe also that if we are not aligned with God's will and his policies, the chances of success are diminished greatly. Because I don't see anybody else out here talking the way we talk, doing the way we do it, writing the things we write. I wish I did, but I don't. I don't see it.
It's so few and far between. It's like you said, if not us, then who?
Exactly. And I mean, to me, this is not rocket science.
No, it's not. It's common sense stuff. It's not rocket science at all. But people like to pretend it is.
Right, exactly. And it's just like, why? Why are you, are you, I can't believe people are that stupid. I just can't. And secondly, when I talk about, like today, I was at a pharmacy here locally going over some medications that have to do with different health conditions, like plantar fasciitis. It's a problem with your feet. It's on your heels. It's very painful. I think you call it plantar fasciitis, something like that. And I talked to the pharmacist about that. And It's a condition that is created by excess fluid in the legs, and it attacks certain portions of the soles of the feet. Plantar fasciitis, I think that's what it's called. And talking to pharmacists is not a bad idea. Also, pharmacists right now are going through a bad time. Many of them are overworked, underpaid. Many of them are leaving. I don't know if you've come across any of this, but it's a problem. And
I'm not surprised. I mean, like, there's a shortage in a lot of the medical field right now in a lot of areas. And because people are leaving because they see the corruption and they don't want any part of it. And not only that, they're underpaid, like you said, they're overworked, and I don't blame them.
right, they have too much to do. They're like the chief cook, bottle washer, order taker, cashier, and they don't feel that that's what they should do. They're stressed out, and obviously that's no life. That's the life of a slave. So they feel like they're slaves to their job, and the job does not give them the support they need, so they leave. And that's what I talk about in ball care. People are overworked, underpaid, and the government is telling them when they can get to a procedure, how much they can spend on a procedure, and whether they'll even get a procedure, in spite of what the doctor recommends and the doctor briefs them on with the facts of these cases. Like I said, my attitude is the doctor's if you like your doctor, you should keep your doctor. You can keep your doctor, and the doctor is in control. The government is the payer, and there are no deductibles. And in ball care, you have a chance to have a quality life. And as a consequence of ball care, all the other plans out here are really immaterial because they don't address the chief issues, which is quality of life. Quality of life that not only creates an opportunity to be sustained, but also for you to thrive in your sustainability with your doctor. And like for myself, I have a medication for blood pressure. And I learned today that the medication I'm taking may actually contribute to my plantar fasciitis, whatever they call this, in my heel of my foot. And so why did that happen? And I've been taking this medication for some time. If that's true, then my doctor or his assistant has been pretty ignorant about the impact because they know I have lipedema in my legs. And I have to manage that very carefully because it is a serious condition. And all these different aspects of your health require support and knowledge to deal with it. And unfortunately, we have a society, I don't know if they don't care or if they just, totally ignorant or unwilling to ask the right questions at the right time. But I must have spent an hour with this pharmacist. It was quite interesting. I gave her my card, incidentally. So anyway, I'm hopeful that as we move here into the next episode, number 47, there'll be more callers and more opportunity.
I know that Faith tried to call in literally at just 2 minutes before 2 my time. So she was trying to call in. I told her call in 30 minutes. We haven't started the show yet. So I'm hoping she'll call in still, but we'll see.
Right. She's had an incident today. Her husband actually was on the highway. His tire blew. He was driving on a rim. He got off the road. They have AAA. He was able to get AAA to come tow him out. He got towed over to his mechanic, and they were able to get him back on the road. He has cancer too, but he's been able to manage it with her. She has been his best advocate for so many things, and I pray for them a lot. And I hope that as we move forward here, she is actually our Fort Lauderdale campaign manager. I'm very pleased with her actions and communications. I actually have a brand new bullhorn for her. That's like a badge of honor, as far as I'm concerned, for certain people that have been there with me throughout the thick and thin of all of this. Like I said, I'm very encouraged, and I see God's hand in this. I believe that the American people must take stock in what's going on in their lives if they want to survive. If not, they will easily fall into the trap of being subject to an overbearing government that is no good. I mean, all the things that we believe in, they don't believe in, as far as I'm concerned. Otherwise, why would they be causing so much pain, stress, and problems? Look at the fentanyl. Look at
I
all the
agree.
drugs.
You're right.
You
Like,
know,
why would they be allowing this? Why are they letting all these people in that are not even verified or vetted who they are? And then all the
exactly.
stuff that's come along with is trafficking, drug running, all sorts of shit.
Right.
And so the only
Prostitution.
conclusion anybody can come to is that they're doing this intentionally.
Right.
They don't
It's
do that
exactly
without malice of forethought.
right. Exactly. I totally agree with that. And it's very much a concern of mine. And I'm going to continue to talk this way because it absolutely needs to be on the front burner. People need to understand this is not acceptable. We need a change. And in order to get the change done, it's going to be people have to step up, communicate, and do something to get the media's engagement in all of this, the media buzz, if you will. And that's what I'm about the business of doing. I've had that before, and I'm going to have it again. I'm going to have it much bigger this time. So, keep on keeping on, keep looking, keep going.
Oh, you muted yourself, Dennis.
In your community and beyond, and consider running for office because we need people as school board directors. We need people on city councils and mayors. We need people as sheriffs, police chiefs, police officers. We need people in our military. We need people who believe that if you're not fighting for your family, who are you working for? It's very important.
Yep.
And as it relates to, all the things that we talk about here, I'm very encouraged.
As am I. As am I.
All right. I think that's pretty much all I got to say today. And if there's anybody out there that wants to call in, please do during the time that we have. But otherwise than that, outside of we appreciate your donations, go to aoaanc.org website. We can use your donations. But I'm going to say right now, I am going for the people who have made their money and they made it from nothing. Nothing. Because I started this campaign with nothing in 1995. And look where we are today. We
All
are
it
on the
takes is an idea and the will to see it through.
Well, there was a time there that I was not going to go forward with this because my attitude was, well, American people are not wanting this. And as a result, I think it's better for me to go to the Bahamas and retire on a boat. And I would have, because I had the best time of my life there with the tourists. They have the Bahama Mamas. They have the music. They have
the Bahama Mamas. Are there some hotties in that group?
That's a drink, Stephen.
Oh, I was making a joke, silly. I didn't know, but I was thinking you were talking about a group
I
of people. I
know
was
what
like,
you're
oh
talking
snap. You know what I'm talking about, though. Yeah, I was just being funny.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's some hotties there too. I mean, I'm a
I'm sure there
photographer
are.
by trade. I
Oh, that's
love
one of my hobbies. I
photos.
love doing that.
Yes, you bet. It's like, okay. And it's like, I don't know. I can't describe it. It was just amazing. It was magic. They have these boats that go offshore. It's like at Port Lacaya.
Yeah.
The boat will be probably about 30 feet long. It'll have a thatched roof, a straw kind of thing. And then, it's probably about, I'd say 10 feet tall. And it's open. It's open. You got the breeze and everything. So if you have, casual dress, if you dress casually with the wind and the drinks and everything, and they have music and it's dancing, and it's just fun.
Right.
It's just a lot of fun.
Sounds like a good time, man. Sounds like somewhere I would want to go to retire after I'm done with this fight one of these days, down the road, like 20
Well,
years
that's it. It's the British Commonwealth. They run the place, the Bahamas. I talked to somebody today about this. Oh yeah, I was talking to Southwest Airlines. Southwest, they fly to Aruba. They fly to Montego Bay, to Jamaica, Mom. They fly Cozumel. Um, the city. Let's see, the resort off of the tip of Baja. I'm trying to think of the name. Cabo San Luque. Yeah, that's right there on the tip of Baja. They fly there. They fly to Mexico City. They fly to Belize. They fly to a lot of places. You do need to have a passport, which I'm going to get a passport. I have points. That's a good thing. I have lots of points, and I keep accumulating these points, and that's great. So, and then you've got international flights, like going to London, um, other places like Italy, Europe, um, other places. I'm not sure all the places because I didn't talk to them about all the places. But where Southwest doesn't fly to, they have an international department, and they have like Iceland Airlines, Virgin Atlantic. These are different aircraft lines that they contract with to do international flights. I didn't know that either. And I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is interesting.
It is,
Definitely.
like, yeah. So, getting to doing a round tripper from, say, Orlando to London is about $600. Or it's like they said 90,000 points. Well, I wasn't going to do the points. I do the $600. But okay, well, you get there. So then what are you going to do? I mean, it's a
Right.
trip. So unless you want to get on the trains and go all over Europe on trains, but I'm running a campaign. I
Right.
can't do.
It'd take forever, wouldn't it?
It would. I mean, you're going to see some very interesting changes here come along here soon. I believe that, and I've already talked to Deborah Bujo. She's out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She's on Facebook, and she's a very fine person. And I told her to be ready to hold the Bible with my left hand on the Bible and my right hand taking the oath of office for President of the United States. To do that and to overcome all of the obstacles and the tyranny and the behavior of politicians, including Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Chris Christie, these Republican candidates.
You mean these rhino candidates?
Yeah, you're right. Because not even Trump, he never did the things that were necessary to hold these criminals accountable.
He should have done that. He should have done a lot of that in the first term. I think. I mean, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in, but I mean, we need accountability. We don't need freaking public talk. Just talking. We need somebody that's actually going to do these things. Is what I think, regardless of who that is.
Well, that's it. We're tired of waiting. We cannot wait. I tried to help him. I even offered to be his chief of staff and to be his ambassador to the United States. As far as I'm concerned, he's put losers in his administration. I hate to say it. And if you're a Trumper out here and you're offended by that, I'm sorry. But the facts are the facts. People are being harmed and hurt, innocent people, by the conduct of people in the courts, in law enforcement, in the business community. Everywhere you turn, there is a problem that government has created for the American people. That's why I had to write so many books. When I get through with my 8 coming, I'll have 70. Right now, this book, full disclosure, We're Not Alone, awesome book. Awesome. Why? Not because I'm a ufologist, which I'm not, but because there is so much evidence to support that we are not alone.
Yep.
And all you need to do is go to Philip Corso's book, the Day After Roswell, and listen to some of the videos he did prior to his death.
Yep.
The guy is freaking admitting everything.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
You know.
Don't forget his when is this going to be released? Your book.
Right now, I am finishing up on chapter 5. I believe it's 11 chapters.
Okay.
What's nice, since you and I talked about the book months ago, my gosh, look at all the stuff that's happened since.
I know, right? It's a lot. So you have to add more. I know how that goes.
It is.
So much to cover, A lot's happened. You're right.
It continues to.
Always, constantly. It's happening like more frequently now too.
Exactly. And then stories are coming out that never were told before.
Yep. Let's play the outro and then we'll wrap it up, and we will see you guys next week on episode 47. Oh man, we're close to 50 already. Holy crap.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on our social media: Rumble, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Telegram, and Facebook. And